Alright, so someone had asked what my tactics were for marketing when I first got started. And then someone else also had the question about marketing, social networking, and picking up new clients. So I'm going to kind of roll that all into one for this video today. To kind of answer that, that's kind of one of the things I think is the biggest flaw or fault right now with our industry. Is it really is kind of ancient. It almost seems, from everything I've seen, there's probably some out there that are better, but a lot of our marketing tactics are really just old school. And what I mean by that is trying to send out flyers still in the mail, or just using the newspaper or a radio ad. I personally think those are old school ways, and they're not really that effective. You're not going to really get that much of an ROI on it. I didn't use those personally myself, so I can't tell you. To me, it feels that way. Obviously, with the invention of social media, everything's changed. Marketing altogether's changed. So I've kind of taken a new agey, I guess, you'd say a millennial approach to it. I'm a millennial. So been using social and stuff like that. I've really been trying to use word of mouth and networking more so than anything, and obviously just I'm putting out content all the time. So that in of itself is just getting people aware of who I am and what I do. I'm not selling anybody anything on most of my content. I do have every once in a while something going on, let you guys know I got merchandise on welderbeast.com. I have some ads running for that, but for the most part my content is just kind of bouncing around the web, and that's the whole point, is kind of more going at it for a branding perspective, just letting people know that I'm out there, they're aware of it. So when I first got started, what I really kind of relied on and used was obviously the primitive version of it is going out, passing out business cards and talking with people that were in kind of my industry. I went to talk to the weld supply shop here, any people that come in, anyone that has a job and has nowhere else to go, they'll probably go to a weld supply shop and ask, hey, you guys got some welders that can help me out? So I talked to them, passed out some of my business cards, went to the recycled steel. We got a place here close by me that has recycled steel. So refurbished steel, however you want to call it. But went down there and it just scrap steel yard, handed my business cards, talked to them. They've passed out quite a few of my cards. And then of course you've got farm equipment places if you're trying to pick up for farm equipment repair. If you go to a farm supply store, that's a good place to hand out business cards, because all those people talk. They all talk. So if you just go into the store and you let them know, hey, I'm a welder, this is my services, this is what I do. If anything comes up, go ahead and give someone my card and let them know what I do. So that's just kind of word of mouth way. And then I also just kind of started this social media. Obviously I started Facebook, and I got YouTube, and I got Instagram, I got Twitter, just getting word of mouth out. So for my marketing tactic, I really rely heavily on excuse me, I rely heavily on people just knowing what I am and what I do, what I provide. I'm a mobile welding service, and whenever the need arises, if I'm in front of their face enough, they'll eventually think, oh, hey, maybe I need to give that Welder Beast guy a try. I really hate pushing sales. It is my flaw, and I could probably be so much more successful if I was better at selling myself. But I hate selling myself. By nature, I'm kind of just a humble person, so I hate bragging, or, to me, that's kind of how sales is, like, I'm the best, I can do it better, faster, cheaper. I really hate coming off that way. So sales is not really my strong suit. So just kind of normal awareness. My biggest money has been from interacting with general contractors. Now, if you're calling or going out to a job site and you get general contractors, that's kind of been pretty much my bread and butter. It has been able to work under general contractors who get the jobs, bid the jobs, do all that, and whenever they get the job, they call me up, say, hey, Roby, we need you here at this date to fulfill, obligations for welding and metal fabrication. And it works out really great for me. I really think it's the best way to go, just because when I am hooked up, I'm just hooked up and I have no time for anything. I shoot these videos on my lunch because I have no other time. I'm underneath the hood or I'm working all the time. So time for editing anything more than what I give you guys here, or trying to find other work, it really kind of makes it impossible. So when things are going good, I'm not getting other work coming in the door, which seems like it's not really a problem. But when this work dries up and I have a dry spell, I didn't have anything going in the pipeline for me. So having general contractors that constantly have work and bidding for it, and when they need you, they just call you, that's really, I think, the best situation to be in. And that's kind of who I would market to, and where I kind of am going at it when I got started, was interacting with general contractors more on the commercial side, because I really don't think that you can sustain yourself too well on the residential side, just because most average consumers or people can't really afford what we really cost. Just working with steel, especially with the tariffs on steel right now, it's really made it pretty expensive. Rod has gone up in price. Anything that has anything to do with steel has gone up because of those tariffs. So even your material and your consumables both have gone up. So that really cuts into your profits. So I try to stay on the commercial side, and that's who I really kind of go at. So when I got started, I was really looking at like a B2B, more of a business to business kind of model rather than a business to consumer model. Obviously my business to consumer model is when I sell my merchandise. Business to business is when I'm working just with general contractors, other businesses, because they're working with the bigger budgets, and they can actually kind of pull and pay you out pretty well. So that's how I went about it when I first got started. It's constantly, the marketing is, letting people know you're out there, because your biggest problem when you get started is no one knows you. That's your biggest struggle, is the fact that no one knows you. So when people start to know you, that's when the jobs will come in, and they'll like you do a job for someone, they'll pass it on, and they'll pass it on. And we've talked about all these things. Part of marketing is doing a good job, so they'll talk good about you and pass it on. And then the social networking just depends on what kind of job you're doing, what you want to get into, repair or pipe installation, building erection, structural building, walking, working surfaces, stuff like that. You really need to find places where a lot of those companies kind of congregate. Like for piping and stuff, mechanical contractors, it's the Mechanical Contractor Association of America or something like that, the MCAA or something. I think that's what it is, but that's where you'd want to go. You want to go to their conventions and meet up with them, kind of rub shoulders with them if you're trying to get into that, because they're going to be the ones that will have the work, and they'll get to know you. And everyone loves to do business with people they know and they trust. It's hard to do business with a stranger. So and then the last thing is finding new clients. That's really just a constant call, constantly cold calling. And as I said before, I'm terrible about it, and I'm getting better every single day. Just as you get going in it, find exactly who your client is, and you're just constantly going to have to keep calling, constantly trying to find more people that fit within your little niche of clients, because they're very specific. If you did everything right and you're running a business correctly, or your business correctly, you are very specific in who you're servicing. So you know exactly who you need to find and exactly who you need to talk to, and let them know what you do. And eventually that will pick up for more work. So it's a constant struggle of constantly trying to get new clients. Constant. I don't like it, but we do it. That's the part of the business. So I hope you guys have a great day. As always, I'll talk to you later.